Good morning everyone, my name is Paul Morton from Birds of Poole Harbour, and it's August 4th this morning, and our team are carrying out a coordinated osprey count or watch this morning based on the fact that yesterday there seemed to be quite a few osprey around in the harbour. It's difficult to assess whether it was 2, 3 or maybe more birds. But now we're into August, these numbers will be rising and rising each day or every couple of days through the rest of August into early September. So I'm on a private bit of land. I just want to say thanks to the landowner for letting us coming on, but it gives us a great view out across the Wareham Channel. And what we're looking for really, so the birds overnight would have been roosting very close by to certain shorelines of the harbour, probably in a dead tree somewhere. And just as it warms up, then the birds start getting active and will go and do their first feed of the day. And here in the harbour, it's normally anything from between kind of 8 a.m. and kind of 9, 10 a.m. that the birds start moving about and start heading out to the harbour to feed. So things we're looking for all the gulls going up. The gulls they're a great indicator of an osprey being present. And as soon as you see all the gulls go up, then you can kind of scan around, and quite often, 9 times out of 10, you'll find an osprey fairly quickly. I haven't seen any just yet so far, but it's only about 8:30, 9:15, so got plenty of time yet this morning. Have seen marsh harriers, seen a peregrine, which is quite nice, but no ospreys. But they're around. They probably just haven't got active yet, and we'll see how we get on this morning.
Hi there, I'm Brittany. I'm the Osprey Project Officer for Birds of Poole Harbour, and today I've come up onto Sleep Heath, which is a National Trust nature reserve on the southern side of Poole Harbour. It's one of my favourite spots for coming to watch ospreys because it provides an excellent vantage point over 2 of the ospreys' favoured hunting grounds here in the harbour. So one of them is the Wareham Channel, which is off to my left here, and I can see all the way down to Rockley Park at the far end. And then I've also got the Middlebere Channel in view down on the other side of the Arn Peninsula, and these are their probably two most favoured hunting spots in the harbour. So if on a morning like this in August you want to see ospreys, this is an excellent spot to come and watch them hunting for their breakfast. The tide's actually quite low at the moment, and this means that their activity won't be so high, and that's because of the nature of Poole Harbour and how shallow the channels are. When the tide is low, all of the water is constricted to a very narrow, deep channel in the centre of the whole area, and that means that the fish are very difficult to catch. So within Poole Harbour, ospreys tend to favour hunting on a rising or a high tide. So I'm going to wait up here and see what I can see.
Hi, I'm Liv and I'm here today monitoring the osprey nest that's got the live stream camera on it. So really luckily for me, we've got an osprey on there at the moment, not sat on the nest so that people at home can see, but on an outstanding branch at the back. And the bird looks like it's CJ7, so it's got blue colouring and also similar plumage. And head markings, so I'm pretty sure it's her. She's just sat there preening and looking really good. So I want to keep monitoring her so that she's not included in the counts that everyone else is doing. Maybe we'll get some interaction here, but I'm quite content just watching her preen at the moment, and she looks really good. So she's clearly had a good summer fishing in the harbour, and hopefully we'll get some birds coming through that will interact with her.
So we're still continuing with our coordinated osprey count this morning. We've got our Birds of Poole Harbour team strategically placed at different places across the harbour, giving us most coverage that can see ospreys coming and going from different areas of the harbour. Also some members of the public have kindly kind of stepped in and said they'll help as well when they're out this morning and provide us with data and information. Liv, one of our team, has just messaged to say that she has got what she assumes to be CJ7 over at the Nest Cam site, which is great to know that she's there, because if we see any ospreys out across the Wareham Channel or over towards Arn over the next 45 minutes or an hour or so, we can exclude CJ7 from the equation and log the fact that we've got a migrant bird in the harbour. So what's happening in these early parts of August, you tend to get, it's the non-breeding birds, the birds that haven't nested this summer, moving through quite early. All the 2-year-olds and the 3-year-olds start visiting sites like Poole Harbour to feed up, because they'll be leaving fairly soon. In the next week or two they'll be heading south back down to West Africa, and then as August progresses and into early September, that's when we start seeing the juveniles from the different nest sites, you know, much further north, arriving here in the harbour. So last year we had youngsters in the harbour, not part of our project but migrant ospreys, as late as I think it was about the 15th of October. 2 birds stayed quite late into the season, and you know, so August, September and into early October is prime osprey season here in Poole Harbour. So it's good to know we know where CJ7 is. She's over near the nest cam site. So let's see if we can find some birds moving about here over the next kind of half an hour or so.
Hi there, it's Joe here from Birds Poole Harbour. I'm doing my coordinated osprey watch from Litchett Bay. When I started here this morning at 8 o'clock, the tide was right out. I had grey plover drop down on arrival. I had 118 black-tailed godwits so far and counting. These birds are fresh in, having just bred in Iceland. I had snipe over, there's bearded tits pinging around me. Hirundines buzzing all over the place. It's been a really nice start to my morning. But the aim of today really is to get a survey on how many ospreys are using the harbour at the moment. We've got CJ7, she's currently on the nest platform. And then we're trying to get for a feel for how many more migrants in the harbour at the moment. I've got a view of Litchett, you can see a bit of the Wareham Channel, Arn in the distance. I've not seen the ospreys just yet, but let's see if we can change that.
Just about time to start wrapping up now. I've had a fantastic morning, Dartford warblers, peregrines, and we have had ospreys as well, which is excellent to know that they're here and that they're active, and we have been able to monitor where they're spending time. Saying that, it has been really difficult actually, even with 4 or 5 of us out watching simultaneously, to keep track of individuals. It just shows how stealthy these birds can be and how much we need to do this monitoring, because otherwise it's really difficult to keep track of where they're going.
We're in the monitoring room of our Osprey project, which obviously isn't happening this year for reasons we've explained, but what we are doing now is just gathering the data and the information that we've received from members of the public this morning, as well as the sightings that we as a team got kind of between 8 o'clock and midday. It's quite interesting. So we're pretty sure that there are, we know there are 3 different ospreys in the harbour at the moment, possibly 4 actually. We had CJ7 at the nest, the nest cam, first thing at about 8 o'clock, and then at the same time we had an unringed adult bird at Litchett Fields and another unringed adult bird over at Morden Bog, and then there were a few other sightings of other birds which could have related to these 2 unringed birds, but it could be a 4th, so we still need to try and figure that out. But we're just going through the sightings here, so people have been uploading their photos and sending us videos. So yeah, for the 4th of August, that's really good to have 3 birds in the harbour. You know, any day now we'll have another 1, another 2, and you know, come late August we could have anything to 8, 9 different osprey in the harbour at one time. And so yeah, thanks for anyone that sent in information, but this is really interesting data for us, so we're going to try and do this as much as we can over the next 3-4 weeks. But yeah, so we can confirm we've definitely got 3 osprey in the harbour at the moment. If you want to try and see them, then Litchett Fields seems to be a good place, or certainly Litchett Bay. High Teeth over at Arn as well is another good place, good place to see osprey at the moment. And probably over the next couple of weeks, Middlebeer tends to be one of the better places as well. So yeah, if you do try and go and see them, then good luck.